take a ride.
I remember getting my first batch of CDs from that shitty thing that would come in the mail. Columbia House.
Yeah,
I did
that was so awesome.
It
I had
was.
CDs for a penny.
It was. You get like what, like 12?
Yeah.
You get
At
12.
least they'd send you garbage if you didn't cancel.
Well,
too.
here's the thing. You would go, oh shit, fuck yeah. Easily bang out 13, 14.
Oh, you give me vibes, dude. Yeah, I remember this.
So you get 12 for a penny, right?
Yep. You tape your penny to the thing.
Yes. So you got White Zombie, you got Alice in Chains, you know, probably didn't have Marilyn Manson on it because it was...
No, they did. I got it. They had the stamps. Remember you pull the stamps off?
Yes.
And you lick it and you stick it on the thing to send back in.
Okay,
and they come back just a box like a week later.
Megadeth, Metallica. So you got your...
For this fine print that...
You get your collection started,
read.
right? So thank God for this thing, whatever it was. But then, you know, you're required to buy like 4 or 5 a month or something
at a jacked up price for like
at a jacked
$20.
up price, or you get fined or whatever. So I remember, you know, if you
don't not do it, they'll send you the one of the month
something.
too.
Yeah. So you get your collection started. This is fucking sick. I got all the essentials, right? And then next month comes around and they send you the catalog again. It's the same. You're like, I don't want any. There's nothing else here that I want.
Not a fucking piece of it. Can I say something right now?
Yeah.
I did that when I was like 12, and by the time I was 15, I had notices up the ass and so much garbage that I didn't want, but I did get the initial shit I wanted.
Yep.
And I gotta ask my mother. I legitimately forget, but she either got on the phone with them or wrote them a letter. I think she was on the phone because I remember her flipping out saying, "You're sending collections to a fucking 15-year-old." And I remember that was the end of it right there. Whoa. And I'm not even joking. Like a year later, I did it again.
You bail on one and then
you just do it. They didn't care. They just know that.
Get another free.
Maybe we get another one.
Yeah.
Because every person would pay for like 10 they scammed or like, fuck off.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It was funny. You gave me though, like I was like a little kid vibes. I needed that music so bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was a good scam because they would send them to you in the mail. And if you didn't return it within like 7 days, you own it, and it would be like $18.99 per CD.
Yes,
so like
or more, maybe even more.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So you forget 2 or 3 months in the row, and you end up paying off your original.
And you
batch
have Culture
of 12
Club's
for a penny.
greatest hits and a bunch of other shit. You're like,
Cheryl Pro.
What the?
Right. Somebody is still rich as fuck from that scheme.
Well, thanks to my mother, it's not because of me.
No, it's not. No, it's a little bit because of all of us.
That's a funny one, dude.
But okay, so who showed you your first bit of music or art in order for you? You know what I mean? Like you have.
Yes, ask him about his art because that's something I'm more interested in. How did you know that you could draw? Aside from parents placating you, and they were probably correct, but
I don't know. I think it's like it's nature versus nurture, where it's like whether it's music or art, if you show a small interest in something, you're 5, 6, 7 years old, and the parents know how to let that grow naturally. You can encourage it, but you don't want to shove it, you know.
Right.
You don't want to ruin it for the kid by forcing them to play soccer because they showed a little bit of interest in soccer. So the same must have been true for me, where I doodled. I don't think I had a special ability at a really young age, even though I remember people saying that, but I don't see it. I mean, a lot of kids can draw.
No, you wouldn't though, would you?
I don't know. At some point I was convinced, oh, you're good at this. And I enjoyed it, and they encouraged it. But if you do something from the time you're 8 years old on, is that nature or nurture? You know what I mean?
It's
like
just your life, right? So it's just normal. Like I don't.
It's just what you did. Yeah. It's just.
No, I always say that too. He's not excited because I'm just being Ben, right?
Yeah. I mean,
a full-blown retardist.
I'm a retardist. Yeah. Artism, full-blown artism.
You got artism. If I was to ask you about how art and you like when you found that you were going to be doing art or whatever, but you guys lived together. These two guys were
That
roommates,
explains
right?
a lot. I thought they had couple vibes.
Yeah, we're in a common law marriage.
No, but you guys were in college together, Mass Art together.
I was not in Mass Art, but
Okay.
I went to Wentworth for a year. So
Okay.
our dorms
Which was
were
next door.
right next door.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I thought you were all part of the Mass Art thing with Jarvis and a couple other
Jarvis
ones.
is Emerson too. So
No,
it's like,
no, Jarvis isn't. Me and
But
Jarvis went to the Art Institute of New England.
Word.
Okay.
That's right.
but
yeah.
we're all in the same area.
Yeah.
So it's funny.
What made you pick up a camera?
My dad in the 80s had like one of those VHS camcorders.
Oh, you guys were fucking rich, bro.
So he always had one of those around. So I just always had an interest in it. And then once you get to high school, you get a high 8 or I don't know, mini DV. No, that was after. And you just start fucking around with your friends.
Were you a young filmmaker, like making like wild ass little backyard films or anything like that?
Yeah, like maybe like seventh grade ish, 6th grade, 7th grade, just messing around with dad's
Sending
camera.
off dick pics.
Yeah, dick videos on tape. And then
Mailing them
I'm
out.
gonna mail this VHS dick pic.
I got a reel.
here's a reel for you.
I hope you have a projector. Here is.
Send it on a fucking reel to reel. Yeah, and then I went to school for architecture for a year, and then
Ooh, really?
yeah, Wentworth, and 2 months into
That's
it,
a
I was
real
just like,
school.
yeah, it was legit. And then I transferred to the AI Institute, which is now not
We
a
know
real
what
school.
that stands for.
Yeah.
That's a whole other story, the fraud story with that college.
We should save that for later because it is actually Boston legendary for people in our kind of age bracket. What was the first thing you did where you're like, holy shit, I just did that?
Well, funny enough, my first paid gig working as a videographer was at taping puppet shows.
Oh my. I said Spinal Tap, then Puppet Show.
So it's all come full circle 25 years later. We're playing with puppets again, but I would just go to the back of the room with a VHS camcorder and just put it on a tripod and just hit
Were
record.
you in a trench coat?
Yeah.
No, it's only funny to me.
How many pedos were at the puppet show?
Yeah, the pedo show.
Yeah.
My first gig with a video camera, I think it was Alice in Chains. And I was part of like a 20 camera crew, and I was front and center in the barricade.
Hired by
Didn't I say this already?
hired by
think
Alice in
so.
Chains or the venue?
Well, the band hired my friend who was a director. And I'm telling you, I always get the best gig at these shoots. And he was like, there you are. And I'm like, me? I'm like, I don't even know how to turn this fucking camera on, dude. Because it was like 15, 20 years ago. It was a while ago when Duvall got in the band. I was like, I got you. And I just marched off with the camera. I'm like,
That's how you do it.
and you know what? It was really incredible. It was absolutely stellar. The performance, the band was incredible. And
You had the cap on the entire
no. I'm sure that the concert was captured very well, but the band just scrapped it. They weren't feeling it for whatever reason. But I'm telling you, it was exceptional. It was incredible. It was awesome. I think that was like my first real like gig. It was fun.
So your first gig is brag-worthy. Timmy, what was your first sort of like, oh shit, this is real gig filming? Because it definitely wasn't the pedo show.
Probably the first real one was 2003 at the Palladium. It was Alkaline Trio headlining with Reggie and the Full Effect and From Autumn to Ashes. And we were there to hire Alkaline Trio, but we ended up shooting the entire show. And then for fun, I took footage from the From Autumn to Ashes set, and I cut it together to the song that's on the Freddy vs. Jason soundtrack, just fucking around with the footage. And obviously it wasn't in sync because they were playing live. It wasn't like to a click or anything. And we sent it off to the band, and they ended up like releasing it as like an official music video. And it's got over 1 million views.
Cool.
And
Dude, that's dope. Do you know I do that all the time to bands? A lot of times, like I'll be at a show and I'm filming X Band and I'll film the opener because they're just dope. And I will take 3 songs and mash it. I've done it so many times that I can take any footage and make it fit to a song to look like it was part of that song. So it looks like I have 20 fucking cameras.
Right.
And then I send it to the band, and every time it's like, what? who the fuck are you? What do you do? What did you do? Like, how did you do this? And it's just like, I sneak my camera in, or I have a pass for something else, or like I go on Shiprock, I'll film the fuck out of every single band there. And they said to me last time, they would have thrown me overboard. They're like, you put that fucking camera away, dude. It was so bad. I was like, but when I got home, I'm like, hey, Atreyu. I'm like, here's some really awesome footage. And then I do that stuff. I send it to that's how I met Nonpoint. And Nonpoint's one of my like everyday clients now, but I filmed them on Shiprock and I put together reels and I was like, hey, you guys are dope. Here you go. But I do that shit. And that's actually, I'm glad you said that, because that's a fucking killer way for someone to just like leap over the fucking crowd, dude. Do that work.
Right.
So what if it takes you 8 hours to make something killer for free? Who cares?
Yeah, we had like, it was a 5 or 6 camera shoot with, I don't think we had a crane for that one.
They got you all the footage though? You got all of it?
Yeah, we shot the whole thing, and I was interning for this company. Shout out
see, even
Subversion
better.
Media.
See, I have more respect because you were an intern too.
They were using me as a contractor to shoot the shows, but I needed to cheat the system and fast track an
That's how you
internship
do it,
for
right?
fraudulent AI. So I'm like, hey, can I just do an internship here? Sign the papers. They're like, yeah. So I was just sitting in there. So I just took the footage that was just, probably not going to be used for anything.
Yeah.
And I was just practicing, that was like over 20 years ago. So it was,
Imagine a little intern got a hold of that Alice in Chains footage, and now he's like fucking, the Michael Bay next year of whatever, because he got the fuck around with my dope ass footage. I'm kidding. But, that's a cool story, and that's how you got to fucking do it, bro.
Right? You know what else is fun? When I lived with Timmy and he was getting a lot of professional work, he got a gig to edit a video that was going to be played live during an American Music Awards. And I think it was for Daughtry, right? Am I allowed to say?
I made a video for Daughtry.
So, cool. But you didn't, did you cut in clips of your friends at home doing ridiculous shit into the video for the entire
I
fucking
cut in
audience
clips of
to see?
Daughtry looking incredible, and they were like, no.
Dude, so he was supposed to edit together. I think people would send in footage. It was for like veterans or something too.
It was called Home.
Yeah.
Like, so they wanted like fans to send in footage of like home video type stuff. So
And
I
you
got a
just edit
giant
together,
box of high 8 tapes, mini DV. This was in like 2007.
Were you working with Chris?
2007. No, someone just saw, funny enough, they saw the Wall Fam Waited Out video.
Oh, yeah.
And they tracked down who made that video.
That's awesome.
So they hit up me and Jarvis. So we were going through the box, digitizing the footage. And I'm just like, I got a camera. I can shoot footage of Ben.
Exactly, dude.
In our apartment. So we snuck in some footage of
ridiculous shit. Ridiculous. I think there was a clip of our friend Kurt Brown frolicking down a beach.
He's like skipping rocks into the ocean.
Yeah, and then
it was background for his performance. So every now and then you would catch a clip of like one of the funny clips we put in.
The camera would catch the screen, which was giant, by the way. So even if it didn't make it, even if it didn't air, that the entire audience saw me doing some weird shit,
playing with a cat.
Oh man.
You were strumming an acoustic, I remember, with a turtleneck on, just like looking into space.
Oh man.
That was my first time ever doing live video content. And then
you were trying to get fired immediately, first and last time.
Well, it was blended so well that they couldn't tell that it wasn't actual home footage that was sent in.
You know what though? I remember every once in a while the camera would cut away from Daughtry and the screen behind him. And the camera would cut to the audience, and the audience would all of a sudden make a face like they just saw me.
Some guy Jack cranking his fucking meat.
Yeah, basically.
First of all, Chris is very cool. I got a call one day. Hey, you want to direct a video for Chris Daughtry? And I'm like, Chris Daughtry? Okay, this is weird to me, and this might take a second, but I'll try to be brief. Chris Daughtry got discovered on American Idol, and he immediately went and made a record with Howard Benson, who is a friend of mine. I made a record with Howard Benson in my band. When my band was out of the studio, Howard Benson sent me music records to work on. My first real record I ever worked on was POD Satellite, that's like hovering around 10 million worldwide. And so anyways, here we like 15 years later or whatever it is, I get a call from the manager. Hey, we want you to direct a video for Chris. We're gonna fly you out to Arizona. I brought my crew out to Arizona. Their crew was sick. They had a show that night, so we basically filmed sound check. The lighting system, the rig was amazing. We filmed a fucking hot ass video. It was incredible. Jarvis was with me, and he was DP. And when we got home, I put together an edit. I was like, this is fucking nasty. I mean, I was like, holy shit. This is nasty. I send my cut off, and I get them, and it just gets like fucking.
They wrecked it.
And it was like, that's what they wanted. And to be fair, the fucking customer is always right. But Chris was dope, and that was fun. And that's like, when you think about it, this business is so small. Everybody's kind of finger fucking each other in this business. Honestly,
there's a lot of fingers in the pies.
Yeah, I mean, you're 2 away from knowing literally anybody in this business if you're trying. You know what I mean?
2 degrees from Corey Feldman.
I wish. Well, I could see him right fucking there. So I don't know how many degrees that is. There's a Corey Feldman fetish in this building and in this family of friends.
Supporters.
Yeah, supporters.
Did you hear the story about when I voted for him? In 2016, I wrote in Corey Feldman
in the ballot.
in the ballot.
It's on the fridge right there.
Corey saw it.
He did.
And
yeah. So I took a picture of it.
Give you a hand, Dugan?
We're 2 degrees from Corey Feldman. So he saw it. He reposted it and said, although I'm flattered, I can't run it this time. I'm going to go on Facebook Live in 45 minutes to address this. And he went on and gave like a monologue about
he took it so seriously.
Why he's not quite ready for politics.
Whatever you say about that man, he is the fucking realist. He's like Britney Spears snuck past security and was like, cool, I'm gonna just act wild. Like he's one of those dudes that got fucking completely mistreated by Hollywood, but still, fuck it,
he's so real. It's almost not to a level of retardation.
In your mind, not in his.
No, 100%.
You gotta love that shit.
The joke's on us.
The joke's on us.
You're fucking right. It is, dude. It's like Waltham wrestling on stage. If you don't get it, we don't give a fuck. We're fucking dying over here.
Mm-hmm. I think that Corey has seen some shit though that you can't.
I'm not cool with any of that shit.
He's just, you know what I mean? Like
he definitely.
There are actors and people in the entertainment business that were at the same time. Obviously, they saw the same stuff. A
lot of them,
but he did too. So he behaves in the way he behaves.
He's the man for standing up and being the only one.
100%.
He is the fucking.
He tried.
Man.
Nobody listened. I remember he said some stuff on Howard Stern, and then when he made such a big deal about a name that he was going to drop. That was behind
kind of Epstein-ish, the way they never revealed.
It was, but he also, I think he ended up eventually revealing that it was Charlie Sheen.
Piece of shit.
But but by then
allegedly.
No,
alleged piece of shit.
No, you saw it. By then the whole
you gotta
world.
say that, dude. Oh. Just say it.
All right, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly, tiger blood drinking piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit.
He was out at that time. It was out that he was very publicly going insane and had spread AIDS and was on.
But this was during Lucas when he did it to
No, I know.
And there goes Lucas now.
No, I know.
Just one of the guys.
Yeah, Lucas gone.
Lucas gone too.
By the time Corey Feldman said that it was Charlie Sheen that had molested him and Corey Haim.
It was many years.
By the time he had dropped the name, it was already known that Charlie Sheen was so fucking crazy that it didn't even make a splash.
Yeah, it didn't have teeth. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
But
it's really unfortunate. That's fucked up, dude.
I met Corey Haim.
But really?
Yeah, I met Corey Haim a year or two before he died at a horror convention. Yep. And it was sad, man. The kid was he was broken.
He was broken, dude.
He wanted to leave the booth as the convention was winding down and hang out with his mom was his caretaker.
Of course she was.
And
she was the one that fed him the servitude too.
It was weird, dude. We saw it. He was like, "Hey mom, can I go hang out with my new friends?" And you had to get permission from mom. And
what was he, 35?
No, he was older 30? Than that. Wasn't he?
Even
40?
Yeah.
At that time?
Yeah.
He died at 38.
So he was only 38.
Yeah.
Jesus, he looked rough. Dude.
Bedraggled.
He was rough. Poor kid.
Yeah, like Justin he got Biebered.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, no, it's.
You want to hear it? Well, can we pick it up right now and just change the story? Maybe we end right after this. All right.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the studio back in like 2000 in LA in the hills, and my buddy, the engineer, had worked on like Michael Jackson and a bunch of other shit. And the studio phone rings, and I'm like, studio, and he's like, get Bobby. I'm like, what the fuck? I was literally like, I go, what? He goes, get Bobby. I give Bobby, the engineer, the phone, and he picks it up. He's like, it's Rick James. I'm like, shit, I just talked to Rick James. And I was like, wow, that's absolutely fucking epic. He was a total douchebag to me, just like all my other heroes I fucking talked to and meet. Great. And then a couple days later, I'm sitting in the studio, and this like gang of hard motherfuckers comes in the door. And it's fucking Rick James again. And I'm just like, I actually left this one out of my brain. I was like, I forgot about it. And Bobby, I was talking to Bobby like last year. And he's like, you don't remember meeting Rick James? And I was just like, oh my God, dude. Like a lot was going on at that time. And holy shit. Yeah.
So he came in with his whole whole crew?
Yeah, because I think Bobby's his kid's like godfather or something. My buddy Bobby Brooks, who's worked on a million records, like from Motown to fucking like Motown to metal, honestly, he's like a legendary dude. He made all the records. He's like Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, all the way up to POD, you name it. He's made so many records, it's fucking dizzying. But yeah, that was a bizarre situation, and it's always wild to tell people you met Rick James.
You met Rick James, bitch.
I met Rick James, bitch. He was, you could feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That shit's real. I don't always feel that around rock stars. Johnny Depp, you could feel it. Sully, you can feel it. Alice Cooper, you can kind of feel it. He was kind of chill. There's a lot of rock stars.
Did you make eye contact with Rick James?
Oh yeah, only for a second. I was a little dog. Oh.
Yeah.
I was pretty young at the time too, but I mean, when you see someone like Rick James, it really doesn't. You ever meet someone or see someone so famous that it like fucks with your something fucked?
I've witnessed Frank. I've witnessed that happen to Frank.
Colin Hay?
No.
Who?
Eddie Money.
Oh, the Money Man. Absolutely. 100% yeah.
Frank crumbled, man. Crumbled. Turned into...
I crumbled because...
Out of humble.
Yeah.
Humble crumble.
I wanted him to like... basically wanted to bite Jonesy Waltham's idea because he got Colin Hay's signature tattooed on him. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get Eddie Money's signature tattooed on me, you know? And I was waiting to meet him, and we were able to get back there. We got back behind in the back of HOB, and
we were in line as he was coming by, and he talked to.
Weren't you opening for them?
Well,
no.
We later didn't I?
The Rick Springfield.
Or before?
Oh, Springfield. My bad. Yeah.
No, not Rick.
Oh,
no.
We opened for the Money
We
Man,
opened for Eddie Money in Hampton at the casino, but. Yeah, now I'm trying to figure out when in the timeline this is.
This was, I think you tried to bring it up to him. It was like, oh,
I think Karen was your wife.
Yeah.
I think.
At the time already.
Because didn't he say something a little funky to your wife?
No, it would have, well, he sniffed all of her perfume off of her. But that
like Pepe Le Pew?
Yeah, but that was...
Like, and it came off the tail and right up into his nose.
God bless the guy. Oh my God.
Yeah, rest
in peace. He's the best. No, that was at a show where we were at the casino again, and we went up to the merch booth, and that was the time that we took a photo. Then we took a photo, and he just kind of turned, and in just just kind of sniffed, and then turned and looked at the camera, and boom, I took the photo.
That's a pro.
Yeah, no, totally. But we were there with, Karen was there too.
It was House of Blues.
Oh, I was there for that.
House of Blues backstage. He was walking past everyone. He was giving extra special attention to the wives and the girlfriends. He was so sweet and charming. Then he gets to me and Frank. Frank he's like, Mr. Money, it's an honor to meet you. You might have mentioned
Mr. Money.
And he goes to hand him a Sharpie, and he's like, would you mind signing my arm? And you were ashamed to ask once the moment.
Dude,
And he was like, this guy works for me. He's a
I
tattoo
would have been like,
artist.
yo, I don't know this creep, Mr. Money.
Well, Mr. Yeah, he took
was right.
He
In
took
retrospect, he was totally
he took
right.
the Sharpie and he just looked at Frank for a minute. And he's like, "You're not going to do something stupid like get this tattooed, are you?" And Frank went, "Yeah, I was gonna."
Can't lie to the money man, could you, Frank?
He couldn't lie, and just the look of disappointment, like it was like a father disappointed in a son. That's the look he gave
Jesus.
you.
No, he looked at me like Officer Eddie Mahoney.
Yeah,
He's
that's what it was,
Looked
yeah.
right at me, and then I was like, "Oh my God, you are so right."
It also makes it even
Fucking-
worse that the guy, I had no idea the guy's like 6'5", 6'4". He's just a huge guy.
Dude,
I thought he was like probably 5'5".
He's huge.
I didn't know that.
It's a huge,
Yeah.
scary cop.
tall dude.
Yeah, you gotta be in the city. You fucking gotta be.
What a loss, too, man. If you're talking about like people who aren't around
Oh
anymore.
man, that guy laid more dick than a
Dude,
motherfucker. Don't worry
I guess
about him.
maybe and it's selfishly, I got very, very accustomed to going to the Hampton Beach Casino every summer to shake it with the money man. And the place is packed, and every bird in there is just walking around squawking and enjoying themselves. He sees them all. He's, throws the tambourine up in the air. Maybe he catches it, maybe he doesn't, spins
Maybe
around.
it knocks him out cold.
Dude, very low kicks, a couple of invisible guns.
Dude, isn't that the fucking dream? People
Yeah.
talking shit about Frankie Valli. I say, fuck that. That man's out there fucking doing it, dude.
Boy, I
if
don't
you
know,
were a
well-
singer, no, listen, I understand why you'd say it's like elder abuse or whatever, but if you are a singer and you are a singer, you just want to fucking sing. The fact that some shitbag manager is like hobbling you out there like Sharon Osbourne style, kind of a different conversation. But if I was 90 years old, and I do love singing, and maybe not in front of people so much, but I love it. Imagine being Frankie Valli as the baddest motherfucker at that time. Let that man sing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Frank,
Yeah.
you're a singer. Wouldn't you want to sing regardless of the situation? Even if it was at like fucking, not Whalen Park, the,
Canopy?
yeah, Canopy, like opening for Mini Kiss, but you got to sing and you're like 80 years old. Do you give a fuck?
I
I
mean,
don't think you do.
No, I think
The feeling of singing is, it's better than that. It's the feeling of singing is more powerful than the shame of doing it in front of Mini Kiss.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was hard at first. As soon as you get over yourself, then yeah, you can basically sing and play anywhere for the love of it. You know what I mean? But if you're caught up in the game or think that you got the game down, sometimes you get a little lost in it.
Well,
You forget.
that's different.
I think
Yeah.
you're only psyched to sing at Canopy or Whalen Park to a group of 10 families is when you're at that point in your career where
Correct. Your
No,
mentality
as
has
you're
to be at
saying,
that
you're
level.
saying
Yeah.
as a gig, as you.
No, I'm saying like let's just say, I mean,
when you're 80, you
Frank,
appreciate it.
Frank with his musical life, all of a sudden at 76 is like, hey, I'm gonna do a fucking Sinatra review, and I'm gonna do it down at the Squire, and then I'm gonna hit Canopy on fucking weekends, and they're gonna give me $1,500 a week, and yeah, I lost my step and my voice is shit, but I'm having the time of my fucking life. What? I think that's fucking dope. I'm cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know. I guess.
No,
yeah.
you're not. I'm saying, but think
Think
to the
about
future.
when you look at the future, that
Yeah.
is a fucking badass gig.
Isn't
if I'm
it?
hanging
And
out at
Frankie
Canopy,
Valli's the man, right?
and Frankie Valli is the man.
Yeah.
He is.
I mean,
He
it's-
always was. I think it's just perspective. Everybody sees those videos and they look at it like, oh my god, what the fuck, But I don't know.
It's like a Vegas residency. It's like the
With
end.
less cred, but you don't
Chagas.
care about the cred now, right?
Right.
Las Chagas.
It's a
Las
gig.
Chagas.
Las Chagas, yeah.
It comes down to fucking doing it for the love of it. And at that age, if you got yourself a gig at those few spots, there's good pizza at the Squire.
The Squire.
There's good shit going on over at Canopy. I think that's fun.
What
Only
about just
do shit for
what
the
about
love.
just busking? Just
Busking is interesting. You know
Ooh,
what?
That is interesting.
Busking is interesting.
from
There
busk
was-
till dawn. Remember?
in Harvard.
That's
we were-
fucking dope idea, bro.
I pulled up to the front of the garage in Harvard, and I was either taking like stuff out, paint, whatever, to bring upstairs. And there was this dude that was sitting there on the side, and he was singing.
He's a killer.
Well, no, he wasn't.
All right.
He wasn't. But what he did was he was just adding some sound to an otherwise
Just urban.
bare bones,
Yeah.
people's feet, cars driving by.
Have you
and
guys
shit.
ever seen this busker dude?
I thought it was
named
awesome. I mean,
Cole, he plays the drums with his feet, and he plays like a dobro or an acoustic, and everything is self-contained. And he plays like that heavy blues. He is. I'm telling you, this dude is killer. But he's making a name as a busker.
It's YouTube
The
that
future.
made him famous.
is
He just-
busking. I mean,
When
everything's
there is
busking right
busking,
now, right?
right?
It could be
I
a different
actually
artist
think
at
it's
every corner downtown, just trying to claim a corner instead of just like trying to, I don't know, deal with a full band at
It's
a venue.
aggressive. You guys ever? Well, anyways, what did you just say? Because I want to address this. It was really important.
So if he had never appeared on the internet, right, in busking, unless he was touring busking, he would have maybe been
think he is at this
it's
point.
that guy. That guy's incredible. You know,
He said
but
YouTube made him famous.
that's what I'm saying.
No, I think his talent made him famous.
No, his talent
I think
wouldn't have been
YouTube
known.
was the medium. That's like saying
No, I'm saying, how many talented
guitar made Jimmy Page or made the album, the record, the wax disc made Jimmy Page famous.
Your talent only matters if the world knows about it. And how did the world find out about this guy's talent?
This is the incredible thing that I'd like to address at a different time because it really is a bigger thing. I think once you create the correct thought with the right feeling, I literally think nothing can stop it.
Yeah, manifestation. I think you're manifesting your experience, whether you're conscious of it or not. That's the important part, is realizing that you have more power over your external experience than you think you do. So like heaven or hell is now. It's an experience that you're creating within this reality as a mindset. So you're manifesting on a subconscious level. So shitty things are going to keep happening if you think, well, this is going to be shitty and this is going to happen and this relationship's going to fail. You're you're telling the universe that that's the experience
it's gross,
you want to
It's
have.
very hard to tell those people to stop. Ben, when you leave here and you go home and you're with your lady and stuff, like what's your mindset?
Same.
What do you mean?
I don't know what you mean. What's my mindset?
Like, and I'm speaking for me, but I know that I'm surrounded by the same. It's like when I get to my family or my wife or what, I'm just like, if there is heaven,
Yeah.
this is fucking it.
Oh yeah.
Like, cause
Yeah.
all
yeah.
the shit I've gone through, this is easily the best part of it. So
Yeah. Definitely gratitude.
yeah. So
Gratitude
that's heavy, right? That's like a weird
Yeah.
thing, right?
No, it is, and it's like you have to, in order to continue to manifest that, you have to truly believe that you deserve it. Otherwise, you would sabotage it.
We have to recognize it as well,
You have to be grateful
which is
for
part
it.
of the
Right.
same.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's fucking weird.
but that's dangerous. I think we're beings that have been given the ability
we're
to.
containers.
We're containers, but we have the ability to manifest reality, physical reality, and to not know that you have that power. You're easily manipulated by others that know that they can focus your energy and your fears and whatever to create an experience that is technically controlled by the people that understand how physical reality actually works and how it's actually manifested by consciousness.